Hey, good evening. So we are staying here at room 238 at the Ramada Gateway, Kissimmee. We're going to give you a quick overview of the room, and then we'll touch bases later on and let you know what we think of the room as a whole. We will also have a separate overview of the resort as much as we possibly can. So let's go inside. If you do enjoy the video throughout and you do find it helpful, give us a thumbs up. We do appreciate it. It really does help us out a lot. And it'd be great if you could hit the subscribe button and bell icon to be notified when we post all new videos. Here we go. So we've got typical key card. Just going in. We've obviously already opened this up anyway. But as you come into the room, kind of a motel type setup where you've got your ground floor and you've got your second floor. As we come in, we've got two double beds. Now, this is pretty good if you're here with a family of 2 adults, 2 kids. Could be pretty good for that, or 2 adults and 1 kid. Really quite good. Or alternatively, you could just use one to put your bags on, which is quite good. If we just turn around, go back on ourselves slightly, we've got a pretty good full panoramic window over here, and that is our particular room is overlooking the pool. So we've got the pool and the gazebo. Pretty good. Forgive all the food on the table, but we have just purchased our dinner. But you do get a table with 2 seats here as well, so that's pretty good. You've got your ice bucket and some cups to keep you going. So you've got some good amenities here. So coming around, we've got a coffee machine, a couple of extra cups. You've got some of the dark roast and standard and decaf. Just really nice, simple setup here. A few drawers as well, deep drawers to put all your clothes in if you are one of those people that chooses to unpack. So come on over into the bathroom area. So one of the good things about the bathroom, for some reason actually they've decided to put the microwave in the bathroom, but it's good that you've got a microwave here because obviously there's a lot of places to eat in Orlando, a lot of places you can take food away from restaurants and whatnot, so it's good to have this so you can heat it back up when you get here, and you've got yourself a little mini fridge as well, so you can put all your little snacks and special treats in there as well. So as we come around, you've got a small sink area here with a number. They do give you some toiletries, but obviously, as is always the case with hotels, they don't give you enough, so do bring your own. You've got the iron and the ironing board too. And then finally we come around into the bathroom, and you've got quite a shallow tub and then a fixed shower head at the top. Now, as I said at the start, we will give you our review of the room as a whole. But first impressions are pretty good. It looks a little tired, a little dated, but we're not spending hundreds and hundreds in here. One of the other cool things we got that was on the table just a second ago, we did glance over it, is the guest directory. And this is pretty good because it gives you an idea of all of the like taxi services or any of the car rental companies, all the telephone numbers, directions, and all sorts like that. And one of the good parts here, just got it written here, but as we were checking in, we saw it in the lobby. They give you actual shuttle times each day, so they'll pick you up at like 7 AM to go to one of the Disney parks, and then they'll collect you from the Disney park at 10 PM. Obviously that is a long day out, but it's good that if you've got a taxi here rather than hiring a car, you've got the option to just come straight here. All of the extra bits and pieces there, you've got newspapers, pet policies, and all things like that. And then this gives you some more ideas of attractions and places to eat. So you've got your Chinese takeaway, you've got Tex-Mex. So it's good to see they've actually put something together here if you want to get some food, some takeaway food from the local area. So that's a bit of an overview of the room. Just have a quick glance around to see what we're like for plug sockets. We got some like extension cables under here, and let's just see if we've got anything down that side of the bed. There is not anything that side of the bed. You've got the extraction fan and air conditioning unit, and you've got a couple of lights there, but they are seemingly lacking in plug sockets. A couple there. You've got one up here, and you've got a further two down there, plus two here, but obviously these ones do have things plugged into them at the moment already, so just have a think about that. But yeah, I mean, but overall first impressions are pretty good for a nice cheap hotel in the Orlando area.
So it's actually the end of our stay. I did this after a little bit of an extended time here. We stayed for just over a week at the Ramada by Wyndham here in Kissimmee Gateway. A few thoughts on the room and resort as a whole. My views of Ramada, I thought Ramada was quite a high up chain. Coming here, not 100% sure. It's not a bad resort by any stretch of the imagination, but at least this part where we're in is kind of one of those like cheap motels, right? So examples of that, you've got two beds but they're small. They're small beds. They're like doubles that we would have in the UK. So that becomes just like not comfortable on holiday, right? Cleanliness of the room on first inspection was fine. When you start to dig a little bit deeper, we're in Orlando, there's a Tiana reference there, then you start noticing like corners and edges and things like that just aren't clean, right? Dust here, dust there. So cleanliness, I'd probably give it like a 5 or a 6. As I said, fine on first inspection, but then when you go over with a bit more fine-tooth comb, not nice. Plug sockets in here, just there aren't enough of them. Down by the beds here, we've got like basically no plug sockets, to be honest, because they plug in the two lamps that you see just here. Those are both plugged in to plug sockets down the bottom here, and then they've got an alarm clock as well. So you don't have anywhere to plug like a phone or a watch or Fitbit or anything like that, which in this day and age just, it's baffling, right? Because everybody sleeps with a phone on the bedside table. This is what I mean by the wiring system that I mentioned about. Doesn't look particularly safe either. Just not enough like amenities in here. The bath and the shower were a bit naff. You had this weird shower head that had a few different operations. One thing with American showers, they, at least in hotels more often than not, they're all fixed shower heads, so I've kind of got used to that, but this one was just weird. And the bath area as a whole just wasn't great. They didn't give us a lot of toiletries. a couple of little tiny bottles. And the housekeeping, you know, they've got a lot of rooms to do, but we'd get like 2 towels a day. Like sometimes they'd just forget to give us the full amount of towels, and that's quite frustrating. Like if you've come from like a day at the parks or Volcano Bay or something, right, and you're sandy and you want to towel off and whatnot, you can't take the towels from the hotel with you, but like you want to get ready when you come back, right? So not having all that stuff just doesn't lead for a nice experience. All of the pictures on hotels.com in the main line of pictures actually don't show these rooms. They show everything in the tower. Now, I showed you the tower in the main resort overview video, so if you want to go and check out the main resort overview video, I'll put a link up in the top corner, and you can see what your thoughts are on everything else. But the beds were quite comfortable, albeit small, and they were quite squeaky. They felt like camp beds. They were like fold up on us or something. So as I said, cleanliness 5 or 6. Amenities, I give the amenities probably about a 6, because you're not far from Disney as well, so that helps into that with like the location and whatnot, the benefits of staying here. The price was good actually. The price was like a 7. You know, we're in the revenge travel season, so all prices for hotels are a little bit more expensive than they should be at the moment. But overall, I'd probably give this place like a 5 out of 10, which leads me to the question, would I stay here again? And the answer really is no. Unless, you know, I really was looking for one of the cheapest places in Orlando to stay. I was only here for a couple of nights. I didn't need like anything in any way, shape or form fancy, and I might do it. But more often than not, no, I wouldn't stay here again. It just hasn't been nice enough. So hopefully that's helped you decide whether you should stay here or not, whether you think it's worth your time checking out. If you have enjoyed the video throughout, give us a thumbs up. Do appreciate it. Really does help us out a lot. And I'd love for you guys to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to be notified when we post all new videos. We'll see you on the other side. Thanks.